What's going on with Temporal Forces singles? I don't know if you guys been paying attention over the last week, but some of these singles have kind of blown up in price while others have dropped. Is this market manipulation? Is this pull rates? There are a few options, and we're going to look at those in today's video. But before we get into that, I'm going to announce the winner of last week's giveaway for this 151 booster bundle. And the winner is Tom Vantage Smith. I've pinned and replied to your comments on the last video. All you got to do to claim your prize is email me. It's trevortcg.yt@gmail.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into your account and we'll get going with the giveaway process. Again, Tom Vantage Smith, congratulations on winning. Thank you all who have entered. I'll be doing another giveaway in the future. All right, Temporal Forces, what is going on? A lot of people are speculating there's a lot of market manipulation going on with this set. I'm not surprised by that, to be honest. I think people are kind of getting sick of Scarlet and Violet era sets just dropping ridiculously in value over that first couple months. It looks like the market manipulation is kind of true because the big cards have dropped in value. Iron Leaves dropped like $40, $50 over the release week, but cards that were lower have boomed up like $50. So for example, Iron Crown was going for $40 on pre-release and it bumped up to over $100, within like 3 or 4 days. Those weekend price shifts on this card are pretty ridiculous. You're seeing the card go up pretty much double in price. Same with some of these other cards that I wouldn't have expected, like Gouging Fire and Walking Wake. You've also got Raging Bolt that went up significantly as well, and the Gastly, which I'm kind of assuming, I feel like it might drop, but it's gone up a lot and it might continue. Potentially the new Magikarp. If any illustration rare from any previous sets has a contender to be in that like top 3 spot, it's probably this card. But another point is the pull rates in this set. It seems the pull rates for an SIR card are like 1 in 86 packs, which is like a lot more than it used to be. If you go back and look at Paldea Evolved, for example, pull rates for an SIR were like 1 in 32. And honestly, for myself, with Obsidian Flames and Paldea Evolved, I was finding you were getting at least 1 SIR per booster box. But in my case, most of the boxes I opened, I got 2. I heard a lot of people online talking, you would get 1 hyper rare and 1 SIR or 2 SIRs in a box. For me personally, it was 2 SIRs in pretty much every SV era booster box I've opened so far. So from 1 in 32 packs to 1 in 89 packs, that's a significant price jump. All these numbers are from TCG Player. They've kind of got their little pull rate data that they do every time a set comes out. But the odds for a specific SIR, they're saying 1 in 855, which is getting closer to, like Lost Origin pull rates. The Giratina from Lost Origin was a 1 in 720. This is saying that the Iron Crown is harder to pull than the Giratina. I don't know if that's true personally. I wouldn't believe that. You never know. The set hasn't been out that long. If it's short printed and all that, people are probably panicking, wanting to get the cards while they can. I can't see this being that short printed. They said Paldea Evolved was short printed. Like they always kind of print that second set from a new block a little less. But Paldea Evolved is still one of the cheapest sets to pick up right now, and it has like the best bang for your buck. I don't think this is going to sustain. Sealed product has dropped like you would expect. We're sitting at like $105 for a booster box of Temporal Forces right now, which is pretty standard with all, SV era boxes. I don't think any of them are really over $110 right now. Some even sitting as low as $90. So even though singles prices have kind of been all over the place and some skyrocketing, temporarily, I'm going to say, it hasn't really affected the sealed product. And even those rumors of short printing haven't really affected the value in any way. So that Iron Crown, it's dropped off a bit. It's stayed pretty steady since that initial spike to $100. We're sitting at $95 right now. They've sold even today, the 29th, for $90 on TCG Player. Right now, they're listed all over the place. I don't know what's going on with this solo YGO seller. I think I've talked about them before. They have 4 of them up for, they have more than 4 of them. They seem to have 16 up for sale at $250, which is ridiculous. If anyone's buying that, there's something wrong with you. I guess money doesn't matter. But you can buy one of them from Hollow Haven for $120. I think it's going to go down, maybe temporarily, but I wouldn't FOMO on this. FOMO is one of those things as well. A lot of people see a card blown up in value and they think, I need to get this right now. I wouldn't worry about that. This is a brand new set. it's going to be very competitively viable. It might end up being printed to the ground like, the Roaring Skies was back in the day. If there's a card that's going to be so meta heavy like this Iron Crown, it's going to be necessary in like every future box deck. If you don't follow the TCG at all, I don't follow it super heavy, but I can kind of tell when a card is popular. If you just like look a little bit on like what decks are trending, it seems like this is going to be a staple card. People are going to be wanting to run like 3 to 4 copies in every deck if they're running that future trait. So if it's hard to get your hands on Iron Crown, Pokemon's going to have no choice but to print more of this or print theme decks or something. They'll figure it out. But yeah, being such a playable set, being such a playable card, that's got to affect the price a bit. But the inflation of this is kind of ridiculous, and I wouldn't be too worried about this $100 value sustaining. If Charizard can't sustain at $100, this won't either. Another one that spiked up like crazy was Raging Bolt. Not too sure what's going on with this one. I know it is also very playable, but $75. Some of them are for sale right here for $115. Ridiculous. Don't see that happening. They're selling pretty consistently in the 70s, it seems. It might stay up there. It's kind of there with the Roaring Moon. I can't see it really overtaking unless these pull rates are true and these cards are just like getting harder to pull like the alt arts used to be. Another one is Walking Wake. I'm pretty sure I said I think this card's going to dip down to like $30, and immediately after saying that, it spiked up to $55. I don't know about this one. The artwork's cool. All these cards are cool. I think the future ones belong at the top. Walking Wake, it's doing all right. It's spiked. It's kind of leveled out. I don't know if this is going to sustain because I don't think this card is that playable, but we'll have to wait and see on it. I want to talk about one that dropped. This is the one that, people are believing market manipulation is at play here because the head honcho of the set, Iron Leaves, was pre-ordering above $90. It was the highest valued card in the set, and it was the one that didn't go up at all. It's not like the pull rate is going to be that much better for Iron Leaves as opposed to Iron Crown to cause this card to go down that much in value. It's dropped from $90 to selling for $50. It's dropped $40 in a week. Whereas the Iron Crown has gone up over 50. That's where people are kind of like, something fishy is at play here. If the number one card isn't selling at a good price, but, cards that are sitting at 3, 4, 5 on the list of the top 10 are all of a sudden jumping up like 70%, 80%, even 100% in value. It's a little fishy, gotta say. So this card dipped quite a lot. It's my favorite. I think it might dip a little more. I'm gonna pick it up. It seems to be kind of on that second hump of dipping down. If this goes for like $40, I'm gonna pick it up. It's a sweet card for sure. Another weird one to me is Gouging Fire. Maybe people are just really liking these ancient this ancient dog trio, but it was dipping down pretty fast. It dipped a lot all the way down to like $40, and now it's back up to $50. So it's at an all-time high right now. It's spiking up drastically, so it might continue. It seems that selling pretty consistently at just under $50, but who knows if it'll stay that way. I'd imagine it'll back off a bit, but like I said, you never know. It seems like this set is kind of a set people are trying to force value into. I don't think Temporal Forces is really that yet. If you look at the Sword and Shield life cycle, this was where Battle Styles came out. And when we got Battle Styles, we then got Chilling Reign and Evolving Skies and Fusion Strike. Judging by what everyone's doing right now, I think they're trying to force the value like it was for this middle set of for this middle tier of Sword and Shield. So they might just be forcing these cards up in value, but we might see cards that are like legitimately worth this value coming out in the later months of this year. The final one I want to talk about today, I'm not really surprised by. It's the Gastly. I kind of said this could be like the next Magikarp. That Magikarp is still like one of the most expensive cards in Paldea Evolved, and that set's been out for 10 months now. We're getting close to a year on it. Whereas this Gastly, it was going for $14 pre-order. Don't know why. And then all of a sudden now it's worth $35. So this is one, it's easier to pull. Pull rates for the IR cards are 1 in 13. If you want a specific pull rate, it's like 1 in 280. So it's kind of easier than an SIR. It's nice that it has some value, but you're looking for that needle in the haystack here where a lot of the other IR cards are not worth that much. And then you've got this Gastly that's just worth more than some of the SIRs. All right, guys, so that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to double back on some of this craziness that's going on with Temporal Forces. I haven't opened that much of this yet. I'd like to, but we'll see. I'm kind of waiting to see where the year takes us in terms of sets. I think the later half and then going on into 2025 is where the Scarlet and Violet era is really going to shine. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm calling it right now. I wouldn't be surprised if 2025 we see megas returning to the TCG, which personally I was a fan of. I really like the X and Y era. It'd be nice if we see something. You know, they like to add something new every year. It seems like this year it's ace specs. Next year could be megas. I don't know. All right, so that's it for today. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think is going on with Iron Crown? Is it going to shoot to the moon, or is it going to start trickling down in value over the coming weeks? I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. All right, guys, as always, thank you for watching the video. I hope you have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Peace.